Welcome everyone to our hangout at Google. Hello, welcome to our anti-war rally, our every Sunday event where we started this whole thing. Excuse me, every Saturday. I'm sorry.
I hope you don't add another day.
You know, Sunday is a day of rest for us, but
I would hope so.
It's a day of peace for me, and for us to call it Saturday anti-war rally makes sense. But in that everyone doesn't really know what the day of rest really is. I mean, it could be Sunday or Saturday, depending on which religion you're looking at. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, Saturday is our anti-war rally. Hello. Somebody says in our Vaughn chat room, don't even know what nationalism is. Okay, explain what nationalism is. You know, I support, thank you, I support a sense of pride in America. I don't support any radical thinking. I'm a moderate. I'm a person who supports the idea of a moderate government that answers to both sides of the political spectrum, but not the extreme right or the extreme left. That's what I'd like to see for our country. That's the way I'd like to frame it. For my purposes, it makes sense because most of us are in the center of the political spectrum, yet Congress is divided. Yeah, it does. Yeah, now we're going into yellow land over there. Yeah. So we've got a nice big chair here for me to sit in, and Sarah's got a comfortable chair that we picked up for a mere $8. We bought this really nice leather chair for our show, and I thought, why not bring it into the show? So it's a matter of time before things start working for us. We have the right environment, we've got the right media, we've got all kinds of rich internet applications you guys are watching on a daily basis, and you're all very concerned about the future of the country, as we are. And as you know, we've been doing this for about 6 years now, and it's not like we're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We kind of do expect people to kind of linger and not know what to do. And we welcome all the people here who are actually struggling with the idea of, do they leave their party? Are you ready to leave the Democratic or Republican Party? That's a huge question a lot of you are facing. And I made the decision after 30 years as a Democrat, back in 2008, to go into my own party and build a centrist party where we can actually reach across the aisle to the people who are conservative in some ways and say, hey, how can we solve this problem? We have socially liberal ideas, obviously, at our website, americasthirdparty.com. And we also embrace the idea of fiscal constraint, something I don't think Obama understands, something I don't think George Bush understood. Fiscal constraint at this point, I mean, you could talk to the Tea Party about this, but they want to throw all their socially conservative values in there with the fiscally conservative values. We don't want to do that. We want to remain pro-choice, yet I discourage people to have an abortion whenever I can. If we can find a place for an adopted child, that'd be great. We also have a very pro-liberal stance on housing, solving the problems without completely wiping out the social services that are out there for people. I mean, it's not going to work. People aren't going to vote for somebody like Mitt Romney who wants to get rid of the services for 47% of the population. So we welcome the idea of maintaining existing services, but making sure we get rid of the waste and the fraud and target that waste and the fraud, and that's how we're going to bring this budget under control in 2017. All right, let's talk about war tonight. What's the reason? Why are we seeing so many wars happening? The Ukrainian situation that keeps bubbling up, and now they're at a ceasefire state. Barack Obama seems to be meddling in various areas of the world, or at least his handlers are telling him to do this. For what reason? What possible gain do they have by starting small political revolutions all around the world? In the name of democracy, we're seeing more and more civilian deaths. Okay, the question came in about the ocean pipeline plan, and actually that is a key component in our show tonight, even though we talk about it on Technology Thursday. We want to create an ocean pipeline, and we have a website called oceanpipeline.com. Well, let's be clear. Soaking Unit just says I sound like Obama 6 years ago. Well, I'm a former Democrat, but unlike Obama, I really do listen to the people on the right when it comes to cutting money, waste. And I also, unlike Obama, I support the right to bear arms, to have guns for personal privacy protection, and obviously the nation's Second Amendment needs to be upheld. But no, the ocean pipeline is the key to bringing water and food and prosperity and ultimately peace to the Middle East. That's the goal. Yeah, I went with a more casual look. Is that all right? You know, frankly, imperialists don't occupy most of the world. I mean, it's almost like we're the small population, America is, and the rest of the world is living in squalor and poverty. And we're not going to be able to help the rest of the world by opening up our borders and allowing them to come in and feed at the feeding trough called America. We can't allow third world nations to constantly come in here and harvest us like a resource. Now, Obama obviously allowed that. I'm very clear on my refusal to fund social services to non-U.S. citizens. A big difference between myself and Obama. So, I'm an honest person. Obama appears to be a liar. In every turn he makes, he lies. As a rule, he lies. As a rule, I always tell the truth. Okay, I'm not fishing. I'm just out having fun with my shirt on. I'm supposed to do this, you know, relax certain days of the week. Casual's good. Okay, Sir Quack, thank you. Well, maybe they don't deserve social services, WNO1488, but the reality is we need to find out the ones that don't deserve the social services. Now, right now we have a system that doesn't even do that. We have an affidavit system where people just sign on and say, oh yeah, I definitely don't have anybody living with me, even though there are like 6 kids living in the house and a boyfriend that comes by. So there's a lot of lying going on in the system, and many houses are getting 3 or 4 checks. In some areas where the mom and the grandmother gets a check, the mother gets a check, the grandchildren get a check because they're all, you know, and even the grandchildren have children, they get checks. That's going to stop in 2017. We're going to modify the welfare program so that we can eliminate all those extra checks and just send the biggest check to that address or that bank account to that address. That's one major. Now, that's one major thing. You know, the welfare moms driving around in their Esplanades are going to go away slowly. They're going to be going, I can't get any money from the government. What's going on? And we'll have a nice 1-800 number for them to call and complain, and operators are standing by. But we're not going to be able to deal with all the complaints at one time. So what we're going to do is provide solutions like job opportunities. Whoa, what a concept. Job opportunities. No, this is actually not a repeat. Sarah and I oftentimes wear the same shirt. This was the same shirt I wore yesterday. It's a way of saving money on laundry.
Yes,
Sure.
you did see me in this outfit yesterday. It's true. Should I go change?
It's the weekend. It's all good. No, you don't have to change for some idiot that comes in and says, you're in the same clothes you were in yesterday.
I usually...
We're not going to give tax breaks to Bill Gates. That's the point. I don't want to have these too big to fail companies continue to get welfare, corporate welfare. I don't want that either. And I will do a monopoly busting job on Google. Just like we took down Ma Bell in the 80s, we'll take down Google in the 2017 era. Okay. It's Casual Saturday. That's right, Paula. Paula, I never did find out. Are you transgender or are you a woman? Or are you just a dude? Come on, people now. Cry on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Yeah, the peace movement, the 60s. Wow, what a concept. Whoa, where did it go? Obamacare is in the room. All right, mine. Ja, dude, you got your thing and you got everything. Okay, Pamela. I just looked at you, Pamela. I was like, Pamela Sue Anderson? Okay. You know, my mind's trying to lock in on a dude now. Thank you. 60s here today, relaxing on the couch. So you're in the 60s. You're living the dream of the 60s, Sir Quack. Many of you who have turned into, oh, a rare and unseen photo of Robin Williams. I'm afraid I don't want to look at that. Please don't look at that, folks. It's probably one of those screen hijackers. Yeah, it's going to send pictures of scary things in your brain. Well, the problem with the work for welfare program that Bill Clinton had, that Barack Obama put to rest, is the work for welfare program usually put people in minimum wage jobs, and they would end up having 2 or 3 of them. A Photoshop of me naked? Wow. Really? I can't trust you. Instead of trusting you, I'm going to purge you. Yeah, I don't want to go there. I don't want to see my vision of Robin Williams prior to his murder. All right. Thank you. Well, I don't really need to see a picture of myself nude. I could go in the bathroom and take my clothes off and stare at my lovely, wonderful stallion-like form. What's a death photo? Oh, no, dude, I can't even go there. I saw Rob Williams when he was a young man, before he was even known. We're not going to ban him. It's just, you know, purge you. No more posting. Strictly talk politics here, 3 and only. Well, I think the $15 minimum wage is way too high, WN. I support a $10 minimum wage, just like Obama does, but the Republicans aren't going to go with that. You know that. So I have an alternative solution where we have a living wage, $15 available to any company that gets a U.S. loan from our infrastructure bank we want to create. An infrastructure bank that offers 2% loans to U.S. businesses hiring U.S. citizens at a living wage of $15 an hour. So if people really want to work and companies really want to produce things in America, then we'll give them a good 2% loan. Anyway, I think 15% is not going to work for a lot of businesses. That's my position. So in a way, I'm kind of like the Republicans that way, in that perspective. But I'd love to see higher wages for people, but it's the market section, the merchant section right now, is the worst it's ever been in decades. It's struggling. J.C. Penney's, Sears are suffering. Well, if you've got a retail operation like J.C. Penney does, and you're bleeding out on all different ends, and then you're being told by Seattle that in order to operate in Seattle, you have to have a $15 an hour wage, I mean, it's going to really hurt those businesses, which are barely alive right now. Why not take AT&T down? They bought out direct. Well, yeah, AT&T is definitely forming a new monopoly, Captain Howdy. Where do you think AT&T came from? They came from the old days of Ma Bell. They were one of the companies that split off from Ma Bell. So AT&T is starting to become Ma Bell too. Yeah, we'll look at that too as a monopoly bust. Yeah, and free trade is a joke. It's really been manipulated by corporate people who have harvested a lot of money on NAFTA and CAFTA. So I don't support free trade agreements anymore. I want to protect American business, and in that way, I am a protectionist. And I don't want any of you to think otherwise. Don't call me an isolationist. I want to maintain some relations with our trading partners, but I am definitely a protectionist, and I'm not going to apologize for that. Barack Obama danced around that when he first met certain people regarding, you know, the policies toward other countries, economic policies. Stephen Harper, for one, was calling Obama a protectionist, and Obama said, "Well, make no mistake about it, I'm not a protectionist." Well, I am a protectionist. I protect American interests. I'm not going to deny that. I'm doing okay, Big Chancy. Yeah, and screw corporations when it comes to them trying to become monopolies. I agree with you, Rock Out.
Hey, discount. If the Irish cover, I'll be sending sirs a few gifts.
If the Irish cover, oh, you're talking about Notre Dame? Yeah. Hey, whatever, man. I told you Michigan would have it in 7, but you don't want to believe me.
I'm doing just great, thank you.
Shouldn't it be the ANP? No,
No.
we're not white supremacists. I'm not a white supremacist. I'm an integrationist. I support reaching out to all people and making sure we have equality in our country. So please don't confuse us with that other weird ATP out there. We started at ATP back in 2008, and around 2010 another ATP was formed, which would probably resemble what you're talking about. And I'm not a Black Panther either. You've been told I'm a racist. Well, I'm not a racist. You've been told wrong. I do an impersonation of Barack Obama in blackface, but in no way is it racist. I try to do it. I've never said a racial slur in my life, dude, ever. Yeah, and people know me from the show. I mean, I've had 6,000 hours of broadcasting. I've never said a racial slur once. Last night we had a discussion about the Irish, and I was referring to the Irish as in the roofers that run around offering discount roof jobs. And somebody said that's racist. No, I was just referring to a subset of people, not the Irish people. It gets confusing when people don't understand that we all have freedom of speech in this country. Black Monkey's here. He's black and he loves me. Thank you. Well, I am a good, honest human being, and I'm trying to get honesty back in politics. It's extremely difficult. We've got a very corrupt two-party system. Yeah, everyone's looking for a reason to get offended, I guess. You know, I'm not as offended of being called a racist as some people might be offended being called another word, but I am offended. but it's not like the end of the world. I actually protect your right, but you hate the Irish, you're quarter Irish. I actually protect the right of people to call me a racist. And Rick Larson, stop endorsing war. That's really what this is all about. I've got a campaign to stop this incredible flyover of F-18s around my house. When I first moved to this area, they said we were in the no-fly zone, believe it or not. And now I get flights of F-18s within 100 to 300 feet above my head, and F-35s with 120 decibels. So I'm very concerned about the fact that we are still funding a war machine, and Obama has been part of that. A lot of you can't deny it. He's been a big part of that war machine. He's the guy that sent 68,000 more troops in Afghanistan so that you could get cheap heroin on the street. Heroin production has increased 60 to 70% since Obama took office. No, I hear quite well. I'm a little tone deaf to certain things, like bad music. I can't even hear bad music. I can only hear good music. I'm not a libertard, and I'm not a libertarian, and I'm not an Obama-tard, and I'm not bisexual. Could you just try to get into your mind that I am, 120 decibels, Pamela. Get it through your mind that I'm a heterosexual American citizen who is simply doing what is my right to run for president. I'm not psychotic. I'm not delusional. I just believe you need an honest person to run for president right here. And I don't think we need to intermingle with religion. We're talking politics here. And frankly, war is being started by politics, fueled by religious differences. And we need to get down to the political solutions to war, how we can stop it. How would you feel about backing? No. WN, I don't even go there. I don't back movements that are extremist. I told you that. Hot for teacher. Wow. I am the next president's security monitor. Thank you. And thanks all of you for coming in and getting a chance to talk with the next president of the United States. It's always nice to touch base and talk about issues. You probably don't want to go to war. 3 and only says that I'm a total no. Frankly, Sarah has never smoked marijuana. No, I do not back Obama. I never did. I started this party in 2008 because I disliked Barack Obama. I didn't trust him. I think he's a liar. Now, Sarah, on the other hand, has an excellent track record. She's never said one bad word about Barack Obama in 6 years.
David brings that up because he's so surprised by that.
My phone has been disconnected, Rodney.
Probably.
We're opening up the Skype lines in just a second. I do understand what extremism is, and if I had an argument with you, you'd turn out to be an extremist. So let's just stop the discussion and just relegate yourself to the extremist dumpster bin.
How is that possible? How?
How?
If I don't have anything nice to say, I don't say anything at all. That's why I sit here most of the time, quiet.
That's why she talks about this level. So if I talk like this, most of the show.
I could talk loud if I need to.
Well, then there you have it. I talk at this level.
I just was saying that I believe that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I don't talk about our president at all.
Exactly. I found out when I met Sarah that she's a very diplomatic person, and she has 2 modes. One is on, max volume, and the other is very quiet. So if you happen to get the quiet side and you're kind of stunned by the big, this is why Sarah is my vice presidential choice, because she can step out of that quiet side into a very bold and commanding presence. I think you understand that. No, Sarah's never smoked marijuana once in
or
her
any
life.
other drug.
R-E-S-P-C-T. That's what it is. Okay, let's take a look here at the Skype system. I'm going to open up the line so that people can call in, because we've got a lot of great Skype calls the other night. We had Rodney, who's representing all the Johns out there in the world of prostitution. And then we had a woman call in asking if we wanted to decriminalize prostitution. I mean, that was a wild show last night. I couldn't believe that. Yeah, it's like Rodney talking to, it was just the weirdest conversation. And I don't even think we have a record of it. Rodney, did you record that call? You have a record of that show? Yeah, that needs to go in your archives on your SpawnBart site. Oh man, I don't even have a copy of that. Well, Rodney is he's a guy who frequently uses the services of ladies of the night.
Oh, we aren't broadcasting on anywhere except Mom. Let me broadcast on another.
We're going to open up our channels now to other sites. Let's go to Ustream. I'm not ignoring blatant issues in the Middle East. We'll be attacking that tonight. No. We're looking at solving the key problems. I already told you I have an ocean pipeline solution to the Middle East, which is completely out of the box. It's a way of bridging the gap. The biggest problem in the Middle East for the past 250 years has been water. You can even trace this back over 1,000 years. Water is the biggest component to success in the Middle East. So we're going to bring water in using a passive desalination system. We're not going to go carpet bomb the entire Middle East like some of you want to do.
There you go.
Anyways, we'll take your opinions in just a second, and we're going to try to disassemble the case of why Barack Obama cares about Ukraine, and why ISIS is such a thorn in the side of Barack Obama, and why ISIS started to really intensify when Obama traded 5 known terrorists for a known deserter, Bergdahl. I mean, it's going to cost us $2 million to deal with Bergdahl. This is a good place to put it because it goes right over the non-existent chat that we open up every night. Okay, we're up and running.
Can you move it over just a tiny bit so
Sure.
in case there so in case there is an existing chat that way, you can just see.
Seriously?
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a chat in 6 years at Ustream.
Yes, we have.
The last time on Ustream somebody came in, I think it was the moderator saying nobody's there. Yeah, it's a $2 million trial to deal with this Bergdahl guy. Yeah. He's still in the Army. He hands out basketballs at the base gym. Really? General Mills? Sarah looks great today. You look fabby yourself. What's she doing with this old guy? Wow, that hurts. Jeez. It caused me a lot of emotional pain. I feel your pain. I have a 2 terabyte hard drive, yeah.
All these are friend requests.
Black Monday, you got a great idea. What we're doing instead of filling up our 2 terabyte hard drive, I've already got 6 years of broadcasts recorded. So you're ahead of the game there. And the 72 DVD set will be available in 2025. But in the meantime, it's going to take 72 DVDs to fill it, yeah. So we've got 6 years on tape, but what we're doing now is we're broadcasting everything over now in our Hangout, which uploads to our YouTube server, which will be our whole show with this kind of funky background and weird green screen effect going on. You can't see it, but it's over in our Hangout. If you want to go there, it's available. The Hangout is available. We should probably tell people about it. Are we going to bomb Winchell? You know, I don't think carpet bombing is the way to go. I think we can back off a little bit. Really. We don't need to be the hellion on wheels that we currently are, flying around the world, starting little mini wars everywhere. My attitude toward war is be a non-interventionist. Let things go through their time segment process, if you will. First of all, we know that we cannot export democracy around the world. Experts have shown that we cannot export democracy. We could probably export carpet bombing around the world, Rodney, and I don't think Sarah is pro-carpet bombing. Stealth is saying something will solve all the issues. What will solve all the issues in the Middle East? Water? Because that's what I'm thinking. You want a powerful leader with brass balls? If you want a guy like Stalin, then apparently you want to spend the rest of your life in a gulag. You know that Stalin put 20 million people in gulags and killed them? He committed more human rights violations than Hitler. Well, let's be clear. Barack Obama has committed rendition, torture, just like George Bush. Well, yeah, Mao wasn't exactly a prima donna of virtue either. Well, yes, Obama does do a lot of bad things, and people don't know that. Maybe you should tell all the Democrats that you come over to your house every weekend for dinner, mooching on your nice chicken legs and refried beans. Well, let's be clear. We're going to try to do what we can, but we're not going to be able to do everything. Now, Michelle hasn't even gone through with her final stage of her sex change operation. Mad because Stalin actually had power? No, mad because you're an extremist idiot who endorses Stalin. How about getting the darn fences across the Mexican and authorized shoot to kill border crossers? Security monitor, we're already on that. We have a plan to do a 1,000-mile fence along the southern border with a lethal electric capacity. No, I can't do that. I can do Mr. Smith. I can't imitate Neo for some reason. I don't have that high-pitched voice, that girlish voice of Neo. Start the show. Yeah, so you like that 1,000-mile fence? We're going to do that with prison labor who are non-U.S. illegal aliens currently in our prison system. We've got about 400,000 of them. And we can get them to work for $1 a day putting up the fence. And once the fence is built, no more deportees coming back into the country. We got a solid control over that situation. Right now, they are literally leaving it open because the Democrats want new votes, and the Republicans, seriously, the Democrats want new votes. They don't even care about the country's safety and security. And the Republicans, they want cheap labor. So you see why the fence idea has got to come from a third party? Thank you. I don't have a favorite dictator. Right on, yeah, right on. And so we kind of support the Minutemen and all their efforts. We definitely are tuned into the independent sense of America right now. What about the Cuban members? Ah, yeah. Or like Tony Montana? He's from Colombia, man. He's not a Cuban. He's from Colombia. Okay? You love the smell of death? Well, some people love the smell of napalm in the morning, but does that make it good? Okay, David, do you seriously believe you have any chance at the White House? Be serious now. You're looking at the next president of the United States. And not only do I have a chance, I'm a shoo-in at this point. You've got a completely lame duck president in Barack Obama. A party of Democrats that have never questioned his ability. Never questioned his ability, and anyone who questions it they call a racist. They don't even understand what freedom of speech is. They want to impose gun control on a predominantly free nation that doesn't want gun control. I mean, a third party is a shoo-in, and I have a very good chance of winning that ticket. All right. Well, let's be clear. Obama is the president. The blackface video is actually the only thing I could have done in 2008 to warn you of the terrible danger of having a lying, deceitful president. It was the only thing I could do. It's called parity, and you might call me a satirist, okay? Not a satyr. A satyr is a sex maniac. A satirist is a person who satires things. So you can call me a satirist and go from there, okay? I'm not autistic. No. I have no history of mental illness. I have a very high IQ. I've got a good track record. That's right. All right, so you're just saying that you just don't like to see... No, you see, you're out there pulling the race card too. No, I'm not here to talk about race. I'm here to talk about the failure Barack Obama's had everywhere he's turned. I never played nude twister with anybody, Rodney. I mean, you're running around casting aspersions on me personally. You know that's a bannable offense. What's your problem? No, I'm not masochistic and I'm not sadistic. I'm a nice guy. So don't mess with a nice guy. It can get pretty ugly. Yeah, considering you are that guy writing about yourself, that's pretty messed up in and of itself. Mr. Anderson, I presume. That's the sound of inevitability, the sound of your death. Goodbye, Mr. Anderson. Goodbye. Oh, I have my Mr. Smith glasses on. Let me put them on. Mr. Anderson, I presume. It's the stench, Mr. Anderson. It's the smell of death, Mr. Anderson, your death. The sound of inevitability. David, why don't you run for Senate? We can't do that. We already ran a primary for the House of Representatives here in Washington, and the Democrats and Republicans literally cheated, and they stole most of my signs. In fact, practically right after I put the big signs out, they were stolen. So they literally cheated in this last primary. So it's pointless for me to try to run for Senate. I'm trying to tell you, the two-party system is the problem, and they're showing how corrupt they are. They stole most of my signs, yeah. The recent primary I ran was just a hose. I got 4,000 votes, but I'm telling you, I would have won the second position, and I would have moved on with more momentum had they not stolen my signs. Well, cheating shows that they're scared, kiss my pants. Well, those signs cost me about $3 a piece. I scaled my costs down because we had to make more than what we thought we'd need. I made over 175 signs, I think. and they stole half of them, actually more than half of them. They stole 100 of them, at least. No, not at all, WN. They also used the foreign press to attack me, and they used that video I made about the blackface impersonation to nail me in the press without giving me any response time. They didn't play my response letter. They didn't post it as an editorial. They basically screwed me every which way, and they had the foreign press, owned by a Canadian company, slam me in the recent primary. No, nobody blacked up my signs. I was kind of amazed nobody did that. Are you going to do presidential address? No.
I want to read that.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to go off this.
You want me to go on YouTube? Turn on the...
We spent about around about $1,200.
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry. We spent about $1,200. Our quarterly will fill out all the specifics.
I can fix the phone thing.
We're going to fix the phone thing. Go ahead. Well, that's all we had to spend. No, I spent $420 and more money on my signs, and I spent $420 just to apply for the right to get on the ballot. And in the state of Washington, they've got this weird thing where you have to pay to get on the ballot, which I think is a poll tax. I don't steal signs. That's the thing. I'm basically an honest person, and I'm shocked that our country's gotten to this level of corruption where they have to literally steal signs to keep a message from flying out there about how ineffective and useless the Democrats have become and their choice of the president has become. No, it wasn't 1620. That 1200 was somewhere. My 420 was embedded in there as a donation. Well, it's not about going nowhere, Rodney. It's about talking about what's in the chat room. I'm not a libtard. Hang on. We got a problem. WN, I'm going to put you out of your misery. Go get another name. There is no hair loss. Yeah, I have really good hair. I mean, there's no hair loss here. If you could identify the hair loss, I'd like to see it, you know. Wow. It's not a wig. No, you can see it. Let me pull up the strands. No, I'm not a nudist. If I was a nudist, people would be snapping pictures all over the place. No, I'm not a nudist. It looks like a wig? Well, it's not. I'm just an amazing guy. I've got great hair. Look, I'm 54 years old, and I'm ready to lead this nation out of the hellhole Barack Obama and George Bush left it. Why don't you take me seriously? What's your problem? No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a nudist, but being a nudist, you might as well be a voyeur, too. I mean, how many cell phones are clicking away at nudist parts? I look great for 54, thank you. Well, I'm 1 year older than Barack Obama, and I'm a lot more wiser. I'm a lot wiser. Now, what's your problem, everyone? Seriously. Think about the possibility of a brand new party. Number one, it would make people around the world really like us because we'd have a different face on our two-party system, and they'd say, wow, the American people finally said they don't want more war. Because the Republicans and Democrats, both of them want wars with Syria and Ukraine and countless other places. Rodney, I didn't sleep in the shirt, but I told you I'd wear it 2 days. I found out I could only get about 2 days out of my shirts before they start getting stinky. Would I date a 21-year-old? No. I'm not. My dating days, you're looking at them. I'm dating Sarah. Well, I'd like to open up a dialogue with Vladimir Putin and instead of calling him a jackass. I think I'd like to get to know him. I have very important concerns. Our nation and their nation need to move forward in a positive way, not in a hateful way. My official position is we will completely back off of Ukraine. I don't want to make it a pivot point for World War III. No, I won't be smoking pot in the White House. Vaping, that's another story. I do sleep shirtless, yeah. Well, shirtless underneath my bulletproof jacket. I don't sleep talk, I sleep mumble. I sleep in my bulletproof jacket, you know. You know. That's what Tony Montana would do. I don't sleep well in the nude. In the nude underneath my bulletproof jacket, yes, but I mean that's a full body jacket. It's hard rolling over with the, you know, all the entrapments of my dragon skin. But it's a joke, okay? Yeah, whatever. Does it really matter? Well, let's be clear. I don't think Barack Obama is doing too well. I think he looks a little bit peaked. His recent speaking engagements show a very weak and thin man. I'm a little concerned that maybe he's vaping. I'm not part dragon, no. Yeah, he's really aged fast, and I feel sorry for him because the job doesn't need to be that stressful. When you have 185 IQ, like I do, you can process a lot of information quickly without having to get all stressed out and hit the Newport cigarettes. And that's bound to take a lot of years off it.
Okay, so now they can call your phone.
Now my phone is available. Wait, what's your IQ? I have 185 IQ. You know, if you're going to be my president, you're going to have to convince me why I should vote for you. Fourth party. Well, for one, I would open your fourth party to the ability to talk on camera on the mainstream media. The FCC would guarantee you some time on a major network. That's something you're not going to get right now as a third party or a fourth party. There you go. Don't focus on competition, focus on what you can offer. I like that. Well, I'm not here to talk about Barack Obama because he's kind of a non-issue. He will be more of a non-issue sooner than later. So because he's the lame duck president, you want to ask the big question, what can I do that's different than what he did? Well, I'm not here to talk about Obama. I'm talking about a lot of the mandate the Democrats had, like a transparent government. We didn't get that. Republicans weren't allowed to even see the guest list. That's right. He held the guest list away from the American people. Took 2 subpoenas to get him to reveal the guest list. We're not going to get a coup at all going. This is a process. It takes a long time for people to come up with a new plan, and the third party is definitely in the works. Rodney, you're good at cut and pasting. I mean, did you learn that at the Awesome Carl show? I mean, where do you learn to cut and paste like that? He's been watching Awesome Carl. Hey, it's me, Awesome Carl. Hi, Awesome Carl. How you doing? Carl's not in right now. The joke's on you. Why don't you get some sort of a show going, Rodney? You know, Awesome Carl did. You think you could too? You know? Just takes a little bit of guts to put yourself out there. Stop talking about IQ. That's irrelevant. Your show's plugging along. Yeah, your morning show with 3 viewers when you turn it on while the shaver is in the background. Yeah. I salute you too, Euro Punter. Thanks for coming in. And Sarah, you look hot as always. Wow. How can you stop all these compliments? It's so great.
Everybody, whenever you want to say a compliment to me, you should say a compliment to David.
No, it's okay.
David, you look hot as always.
I've already been told that this old guy needs to leave you alone and let you do the show. So,
David, you're an incredible person.
What am I doing about the crackheads and drunks who keep breaking the law? Well, we have a plan to give people cash to go clean. That'll help them from breaking the law.
We're going to help build up neighborhoods, too.
We're going to build up neighborhoods, improve the economic environment for a lot of people. We've got a 6-week to 6-month training program which will get you certification and a job making. You got 71 viewers, Rodney? Okay. Thank you. Well, Rodney, the phone is open. You can call in on our number now. 707. You are ATP. Give us a ring, man. If you want to improve the show, give it a shot. Yeah, Rodney feels like he is the only injection into the show.
Anybody can call in. You can call
Anybody
and
can
rock
call
out
in.
like crazy.
Yeah.
We will give the opportunity to the people living in that city to rebuild the city. Instead of us going in from outside and rebuilding, it would have to really come from inside.
The people themselves.
No, Bobby, I've decided not to do Skype while I'm live on the show.
We built this city on rock and roll. Cleveland would be a good place to start improving. You know, Cleveland and Toledo.
Certain technological factors.
I have nice
Bobby.
boobs. What? Now I have good pecs. Is that what you're saying? They're called pecs. I'm focusing on freedom, power of the people, but how are you going to take on economic and foreign affairs? Sure. Economic solutions are based on our book that we wrote.
Hybrid capitalism.
Hybrid capitalism.
Get back to the basics. Create a baseline plus society.
Get back to the basics. Create a baseline plus society. Focusing on resources. Getting the basics down means building production in our country and conserving at the same time. Dude, I don't even have to lift. I've got massive pecs, dude. Does Sarah's family approve her with an older man? Apparently they have no choice. Sarah's her own woman, right? Got to get the book. That's right.
Well,
Hybrid
you'll just
capitalism.
have to get it and read it then, the three and only, to see if it's true.
Hybrid capitalism.
That's just one person's opinion.
Yeah. I don't contradict myself at all in the book. We're bringing on new ideas. Now, I discovered back in the 1970s, I had a kind of a very difficult argument with Milton Friedman, the famous economist who won the Nobel Prize.
Right.
And I discussed the problem with identifying things as either capitalist, socialist, or communist. Doesn't it limit us whenever we say the government should do something, somebody calls us a communist or a socialist. Whenever we say business should rule and free enterprise should, then you're called a capitalist. But there's no in-between. So we created an in-between which solves all the problems, gets the government to run efficiently, reduces the cost of running government, actually making it efficient, and getting a return on investment. For instance, the government could create generic pharmaceuticals, offer a product that some people don't even get right now because it's too costly. I mean, if you have a good pharmaceutical plan, you might get $160 for 30 pills of heart medication. But for older people, they're like, honey, I don't know. We're living on cat food. We can't afford $160 for our blood pressure medication, honey. I'm serious. So we give them generic medication for $30. Win-win for the American consumer and the American taxpayer, who then gets a tax break on the money we make. This isn't gambling with the money. This is getting the government to do things and compete in the free market. All right. Well, let's be clear. What about those of you who would like the government to give you some money, because so far they haven't given anybody any money, and they've given $6.1 trillion out to corporations since 2008. Does that bother any of you that corporations have gotten $6.1 trillion and you've gotten nothing? You know, sometimes I have a hankering for a dozen eggs there. Yeah. We buy our eggs at discount. Like I got a dozen eggs for $1.25 the other day. And I'll have a couple eggs now and then, sure. Hard-boiled or soft. I like them soft-boiled. Yeah, a blood thinner that costs $12 a pill. Over $1,000 for a 90-day supply. I know, security monitor. Can you believe this? They're just ripping us off. So a generic pharmaceutical company will take Big Pharma on head-on and say, hey, you just can't control every part of the market. You're making eggs and hash browns. That's exciting. No corps, no jobs. BS. You know, I'm unlike Barack Obama in another way. When asked, do you think government should create jobs, Barack Obama said emphatically, well, make no mistake about it. The government is not responsible for creating jobs. Michelle, could you go work for Walmart for free? Seriously. I mean, this guy has not even allowed a private union at Walmart. That's something that's strange, isn't it? A guy who supports jobs, doesn't want the government to create jobs, but can't even create a private union at Walmart? It's kind of strange. Well, I don't support public unions. I support private unions. Landon, we got a serious caller. Landon, hello. How you doing?
Hello, ATP. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Hi, Rodney.
Rodney, you're doing pretty good. That's a brand new voice.
This fucking sucks.
Okay, well, wait a second. Rodney, this is London. Are you like doing like, is this your pre-transgender voice? I'm London. Hi. How are you?
No, it's actually the impression of, there used to be the club professional at my country club. just talk right there. You're like, hey, Dave, how are you?
You know, somebody told me
Good. It sounds like a country club.
it sounds
guy.
like a country club,
like a put on
country club guy. Yeah.
You know.
First time listener, long time caller.
What's up, buddy? You're looking great.
You're the first time listener, long time caller. Earth Today is some sort of a weird guy. Eat His Today he's like a extreme right wing guy who wants to get rid of minimum wage. I mean, it's so strange. All right, so Rodney, you found a new voice. You found a new voice. Use your words now, Rodney. Talk to me. Ask me a question. Ask me a question, London. Drew of Malibu wasn't working. All right, you're deader than the show.
Sure last night, what the fuck happened?
What happened with your lack of political discussion, Rodney? You used to be so good. Now you're just like groping for answers. You're reaching for new voices. Well, I think profit sharing is possible, Ivan, as an alternative to raising the minimum wage.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Yeah, there's
Rodney.
a special tonight up at Ghazi, but I won't tell you about it because we can't afford cable. It's on Fox News.
Yeah, well, Fox is pretty much biased and totally
Do they have
focused on.
any live streams on the net?
Don't you know that Benghazi's a complete cover-up, and Hillary put it to rest and answered all the questions, so we don't have to ask anything anymore?
Well, after you do this special,
Yeah.
you're going to be wanting to call for that dyke head. Follow me. You're going to be wanting to put her on a spin.
Well, you know, I don't like Hillary, and I think she totally skirted the Benghazi issue.
Okay.
But the reality is, she is obviously the person responsible as Secretary of State under Benghazi time period, and she's the one who has to answer to it. So, Sarah's going to take a little nap. You and I can have a little circle jerk here.
Just don't want to give you some notes on the show so far.
Right.
I don't recommend it. Sarah, just check her email and just sit there with that bizarre look on her face. Very fucking distracting.
Okay, I agree.
Well, this is exactly why you're not running the production
That's why I'm
here.
leaving.
No, Sarah, you don't have to answer to him.
Right over and circling the truth.
You know, what I don't like about this Rodney character is, number one, he's never had any viewers on his show. He comes in here and tells me the show stinks. I mean, can you imagine the guy is riding our coattails and telling us the show stinks when I've got all kinds of things I need to talk about. The Ukrainian-European Union. The agreement that's leading to a war with Russia. Thanks, Black Monkey. He had loads of viewers earlier, really. Does he have a show where he actually goes on camera?
No, he doesn't go on camera. It's like he wears a camera on his head.
He wears a camera on his head?
Goes out.
Oh, okay.
Face him, face down.
Well, that's kind of cool. He goes out and he walks around his apartment with his camera on his head. Oh, you're making this up. Don't give him any ideas. That's way too much creativity for him. Why do you want trouble with the police? I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure what Rick is all about. I will. I'd be glad to wear one of those GoPro cameras. I'm trying to get an underwater GoPro camera view of my swim spa so that you can see me in my Speedo working out. Because I've got all these new techniques I use underwater to work my abs. And yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'm trying to do it. But you know, there's always that area I have to cover, so I'm thinking, do I get one of those enlarged cups? Let's talk about the war that Barack Obama wants to start. Okay? Which one do you want to pick? Syria, Ukraine, Iraq? Okay, respiratory virus in the Midwest, suspected. Children hospitalization is sending hundreds in the Midwest to hospitals in Missouri, possibly through the Midwest. Causes symptoms like a cold, even worse, probably up to 30 a day to seek treatment.
I started breathing after my
Wow.
closing off.
13-year-old Will Cordell
Well-
almost didn't make it.
Wow.
Right as it goes, he just passed out.
I can't play that video for you because it has children in it. I have never been bitten by a dengue fly, but my dad got the dengue fever during World War II. He lost like 50 pounds in 6 weeks. It was unbelievable. He's lucky to have lived and passed his chromosomes on to me. So theoretically, my chromosomes have had the dengue fever. You had it, Rolf? Okay. Super fly for a white guy. Japan is suffering the dengue right now. I believe it. No, I can't. Not on Vaughn. We can't show videos of minors. But that's okay. We're an adult show. It doesn't matter. Outbreak, a rare outbreak of the dengue fever is occurring in Japan. Thank you for that. So all around the world with this elevated radiation, we're seeing fevers and viruses start popping up. Oh, Rodney's calling with his new voice, the other multi-personality disorder he has. Hey, Rodney. Hey, how you doing?
Hey Dave, how are you?
Pretty good after you got your head out of your other voice and started with this voice. It's a lot nicer.
Can you put a rumor to bed for me discount?
I don't have any beds with rumors in them. Huh?
I heard that the reason they don't allow children on Vaughn.
You know, anything related to children on Vaughn is not related to something we want to talk about. No, Sarah has not rebelled about. You know, her other alternative would be looking at a guy like you in some stupid generic restaurant like Applebee's, top her down, and you'd be going, Sarah, you're so beautiful. I just adore you. You know, there's nothing a woman hates more than some guy drooling all over her. You should know that by now. That's why you don't have a girlfriend. No, I like all miners, and coal miners especially. I like the fact that our country is based on coal. I'd like to see coal looped, though. Looping coal carbon. I support the idea of carbon sequestration. I'm very proactive and progressive when it comes to the environment. Yeah, Red Lobster had to close 25 of their locations last month because of a serious shortage of people buying lobsters. David, God was giving you karma when he bit into the sausage and broke your chin. Well, in a way, yeah, it was, because now that David Letterman's quit, somebody's got to take over his shtick. But this whole look of mine will be gone pretty soon. I'm getting a whole new look. I'm going to have to plaster my face, kind of like Joan Rivers, the late Joan Rivers. God, I can't believe she's dead. You know, I'm really worried about people, you know, like her that talk negatively about Michelle Obama being a man. That could be a dangerous little side thing. I don't know if anyone killed her, but I mean, they're doing an investigation of the Yorkshire Endoscopy Clinic. You can only imagine how weird that must have been. Oh yes, come into the Yorkshire Endoscopy Clinic. Joan Rivers, please walk this way. And some hitman probably came in with an injection. Well, we could process it using a reactor called a burner reactor, Euro Punter. And we have a plan to bring a seawater pipeline right into the Yucca Valley Flats facility that Barack Obama shut down. Now, mind you, Obama shut down a facility that we've spent over $7 billion on to store nuclear spent fuel rods, right? And we actually believe that we could build a burner reactor and bring it in using seawater as a cooling agent from the Ocean Pipeline Project, all the way from California. This is a concept we want to do not only in America to solve the water crisis, but also in other countries to bring peace. No, the green hair would be one of the things I do for helping my roots and my follicles is I soak my head in algae once every couple weeks. Well, you don't go into any treatment facility with an irregular heartbeat and take treatment. That's called malpractice. So if you're looking at green hair, you're looking at algae. No, I do get that. No, I'm not suffering from alopecia at all. It's all good. It is a little thin right in there, I must admit, yeah. Hey, nobody can be perfect, you know. Well, it gets thinner when you get older. Oh no, I know, I'm going bald. I'm freaking out here. Well, that's because I keep putting in that direction. What if I go in the other direction? Oh, this is getting weird. Oh, I better keep it right there. Okay, thanks. Ooh, oh, it's also the tone. Wait, you're not perfect, David? I never said I was. Just because I appear perfect to you doesn't mean I'm perfect in general. Bish! Hi, how are you? Somebody said Bish. Okay, so operators are standing by. We're going to talk about the ocean pipeline. You can check it out at oceanpipeline.com. We've got a whole website constructed just to talk about it. But it's a secret plan, really, you know, to purify water without using any fossil fuel. You see, this desalination chamber takes seawater in the middle, right here, and this is a closed system. It's all closed. And the hot sun bakes in and evaporates the seawater, and it lands on the side troughs and drips down to the side troughs, reservoirs of fresh water. This can be built, strung together, module to module, modular construction, and you could have a very nice freshwater supply. LA to Vegas, you'd have 250,000 gallons a day, fresh water. No, it's not going to create more starving people, Topper Dan. Topper Dan, I kind of figured you out last night. I realized that the old adage, a little knowledge is dangerous, really does apply to you. You see, getting your baccalaureate degree at a Christian college was a big mistake, Topper Dan. It doesn't exactly give you the prep work you know to need to go on. So you're going to have to think a little bit outside the box, because right now your head's in the sand, buddy. Old Fister, I don't trust that picture. I'm going to purge you. Please don't click that. Is this what Dave uses on his hair? Pet meds. It's not dissimilar. It's for mange. What is the Ocean Pipeline Project? Well, let me show you. I'm going to go to oceanpipeline.com. Hopefully it's up, because some guy some intellectual property rights attorney tried to take us down. Now there it is. It's one of the Cool Rock sites in the family of it's our original Cool Rock site, part of our think tank, Cool Rock. We had a think tank we worked on. In fact, America's Third Party at one time was Cool Rock Party, but we changed it. Okay, this is the Seawater Pipeline Project at oceanpipeline.com. We propose a seawater pipeline from Redding all the way down to below Fresno, down to Bakersfield. And this is the salad bowl that everyone's concerned about right now. The modular technology of building these prefabricated polycarbonate shells, we can stack them on semi-trucks or on rail cars and have this thing constructed in 6 weeks. A line this long could go up in 6 months complete, ready to go. No, I've never had relations with that person, no. Gertrude, I don't know. You know, I eat a lot of salad. I'm a big salad eater. I have not had sex with her. Yeah, well, Topper Dan, you're a person who, with your head in the sand, so you would always say no, Dave. You absolutely can't think out of the box. We've got so much land in America that could be utilized to help create land opportunities, real estate. People would live near the seawater pipeline. We could grow amazing fisheries, saltwater-based fish, and believe it or not, they do grow vegetables in saltwater. There are some vegetables that will grow in saltwater. You may not know that. But believe it or not, tomatoes will grow in saltwater. No, that's not radioactive water, still bow. Ain't no radioactivity there. But if we were to run the water down, say, across from California to Yucca Flats, and we were to put that right there where Barack Obama claims that he doesn't want to even have Yucca Flats activated, we could actually do some pretty good work right in there, you know? And we could create a large swill of water right here. And it would be not that big, but I'm just illustrating with a little white mark here on the screen. But that would be a reserve tank for a burner reactor, which gets rid of 97% of the spent fuel rods, the radiation. And then we could put inert 3% radiated material in Yucca Flats for permanent storage, making sure that your families and your families' families and children's children will live safe. What will this be financed with? Good question. We thought through this and we came up with, it's not your taxes. We put a lot of work into this, and this also appears in our book. Renewable energy savings bonds will finance this operation. We'll be selling these with a guaranteed return interest rate of 4% over a 10-year period. Fixed rate, guaranteed 4% return. A lot of people will like it over 10-year treasury bonds. Well, a lot of people are going to want it because it means that they're going to get immediate results. The water that we produce here will actually be sold to cities like Las Vegas, and Tucson, and Flagstaff. It'll make money immediately. All the ideas that I have in my book, Hybrid Capitalism, gets a return on investment almost immediately. Yes, I've heard about the Hyperloop technology, Europe Hunter. I know the guy who worked on, Elon Musk worked on that, the Tesla guy. I'm a visionary. I'm a futurist. And I'm trying to, it's not a goofy idea, Top or Dan, you're just, I'm telling you, you don't have a lot of creativity. And I really find your presence here rather annoying, to be honest. I do believe wormholes probably exist. This is my idea. No, this is my idea. We worked on this in 2005. We took out some trademarks on the concept. But we've been working on deploying this, and we need political power to do it. We should have impeachment proceedings against Obama? Sure. You like that? Good. Wow, that was scary. You, how about building an electric fence? Well, Ivan, we're going to be doing that too. And guess what? The the Ocean Pipeline Project actually gives us an opportunity to create electricity because we're going to be using renewable energy systems to push the water. We'll have extra electricity. The seawater itself can function as a battery. I actually have 2 seawater battery cells I've been testing for 9 years now, and they still function perfectly. But we're going to be using the seawater concept to create not only salt, concentrated solar collectors, using parabolic arcs to heat up water. It actually heats up molten salt and then generates enough energy to create water, hot water, and then electricity. Now, we're not going to put fluoride in the water. I am not a racist. I've never joined the KKK. Topper Dan, I do allow my ideas to filter through all viewers. I'm just letting you listen to my criticism of you. What did you say about the spent fuel rods, Dan? Well, we want to get rid of 97% of the spent fuel rods that are currently in 104 nuclear reactors around the country. Now, we have 23 nuclear reactors. We have 23 nuclear reactors built exactly like the one at Fukushima. What is the long-term reliability using wind and solar? Well, frankly, I'm not abandoning oil and fossil fuel as energy sources, DJ Macmillan. I believe that oil is a renewable energy resource. I believe that it's being manufactured inside the Earth's mantle right now. Well, the Sacramento River Delta water, little chub, is so polluted that farmers can't even fully utilize it. And since Nancy Pelosi diverted the water from the Mount Shasta to the Delta smelt, we now have a big drought in California. It's getting serious. We're not trying to appeal to the racist vote, okay? People can vote their conscience. They can vote for whatever they want. I'm not a racist. I don't think nuclear as it currently is safe at all. No. There are a couple reactors, like the Pebble reactor technology. You can research this yourself. That looks very promising for nuclear power development. Go ahead and research Pebble reactor technology. Well, I'm glad we agree, Rolf and Tide. Well, I'm not here to talk about human urine, Captain. Why don't you focus on that with your addiction to porn? Well, look, I'm not accusing you of being a racist, so why are you accusing me of being a racist? What did I do to ever deserve that? Well, Topper Dan, they're making a mistake. The racist accusations are completely mistaken. I have the right to impersonate a president. It wasn't intended to be a slam against African Americans. It was my only way I could impersonate this president. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a white guy. Well, I had to do something. I couldn't just stand there and go, well, make no mistake about it. People just wouldn't believe it. And with Blackface 2 coming out, They're really not going to get the whole point unless I do it in blackface. Core, I doubt any black person is going to ever come near me. It's the black people are not concerned about the racist issue. I've never had a black person walk up to me and say, "You're a racist." I've had black people walk up to me and go, "Honky, you don't know nothing about the civil rights movement." That's about the only criticism I ever get, is calling me cracker, honky. Yeah, but I've never had any black person walk up and call me a racist. Alan Keyes doesn't believe Obama's black, really? I don't need to lie to totally imitate Barack Obama. I created this character called Broken Saint Obamas. Yeah, it was just a character as a parody of Barack Obama. It's showing you what a snake oil salesman he is and what a lying, deceitful person he is. Well, top or down, I really don't care about the 5% of the black population that actually votes. I really don't have a problem with them not voting for me. When 97% of black people voted for Barack Obama, I knew that they were acting out of racial persuasion. So it's not like I really need to kiss their whatever. I didn't want to go into it. You're so obsessed. A lot of you Jewish guys like you are so obsessed with the black vote. Frankly, they're more gay people than black people voting. I want the lesbian, bi, transgender, gay vote more than I need the black vote. Well, look, in case you haven't seen the video that I did, I'm sure you'll get a chance to see it. I pulled mine off the internet. Well, I personally believe Topper Dan is Jewish. Okay, this is the first time I've said that. Topper Dan, are you a Jewish guy? Just flat out say yes or not. Oh, you're not Jewish. Oh, okay. Well, sorry. I just thought most bi-curious Jewish men were so full of white guilt from watching all those black porn videos that they just wanted to call me a racist. It's getting confusing. Anyway, I'm not the only person that thinks something needs to be done. I've got a video here that I'm going to be about ready to release soon. I'll play you a little one.
I'm a registered Democrat because I really have a paper ads. I think rich people and big money should dominate our American politics.
I've got a lot of things that I'm a little concerned about the Democrats sucking up to corporations. Well, dry humor can get me in trouble all the time. I could care less. Laura, do you think I would get to where I am today if I didn't really talk about the issues that are facing Americans right now? Like the sense of white guilt. I'll stick to the issues, because one of the issues was the reason why Barack Obama got elected. I'm not gay like you. I'm straight. Well, I've got nice clothes. I'm wearing nice clothes. You need to start by putting your little thing back in your pants and stop touching yourself so indecently. You utterly agree on white guilt? So a lot of you are suffering from white guilt. Am I right? Let me say, am I right? Many of you, you're openly racist. Wow. No, Sarah is not a lesbian. She's never had a gay experience, as I have never had a gay experience. We had a gay old time. I don't know. She went to Little Caesars. Should I contact Little Caesars and ask him? Yeah, white guilt is exactly why Barack Obama got elected. So we have a direct need to go after white guilt right now to prevent all the wars that Barack Obama is creating. Well, I don't think we should need to vote because, like when I said 97% of all black people voted for Barack Obama, that means that 97% of all black people really voted their color. Well, make no bones about it. No, Captain Howdy, that's not true. I only make fun of you behind your back. You're the only guy I talk about. Whenever I go out the show, I say, yeah, what about that Captain Howdy guy? What a scumbag. Jeez. Gertrude, I know. You're having desire moments, but this is about stopping war. Now, you're falling into the category of making love, not war right now. I know. Many women and men start to get kind of horny during our show. I don't know what it is. Jay Fixit, you're the scumbag. Just look in the mirror. You'll see what a scumbag you are. I can stop war, and I'm going to do it. You're a horn. You're a horn dog. Dave, have you ever thought you'd had a beep when you were let it beep? No, Core. Boy, you got your head up your butt. Your vow of poverty should not extend to your renter's wardrobe. Now you're making fun of my wardrobe. This is how superficial you are, Topper Dan. It's so sad. I'd like to see property taxes stopped. Yes. Yeah. I know. There's no legitimate reason why they can charge property tax. Theoretically, it's part of your freedom of speech to have your own home. You could claim that your house of worship is your home, and they can't charge you or tax you for your home or your house of worship. Take that to your attorney and see what he says. Sarah has an incredible wardrobe. She has a stylist. Speech, speech. Sarah has a stylist. Her wardrobe is beyond reproach. My God, what is your problem? She's got one of the top. She just was in a Jones of New York dress the other night. You're just completely ridiculous. You're literally stooping to the lowest level of your own thought process right now. It's your vernal cortex that's misfiring. Like many people with white guilt, Topper Dan, you're beginning to malfunction at your vernal cortex. It's like, well, you're a clothes suck, calling me names, resorting to name calling, like the Democrats do. Oh, so you question Barack Obama's birth certificate? Oh, you're a birther. Oh, so you don't like Barack Obama? Oh, you're a racist. It's the vernal cortex of your brain that's misfiring. It's too much fluoride. Yeah, lay off the fluoride. Yeah, welcome birthers to the show. Yeah, I was not impressed with Barack Obama's certification. I didn't believe anything about his status as a citizen. To this day, I'm convinced that he's forged and lied and cheated this country. And the sad side note here is that we have one of the most deceptive presidents in our history leading us into war in multiple theaters, and you Democrats are sitting around going, well, give him more time. I mean, he inherited all this thing from Bush. I'm a citizen. I have my bio. Go to americasthirdparty.com/about, and you will see my entire birth certificate out there. It's all real. And my selective service documents, which, unlike Barack Obama's, are not forged. Veronica, you're weird, and I think the problem is you're seeing yourself in me. Yeah, that's the thing. I tend to attract weird people into our room. Well, why would all races hate black people? That's ridiculous. Yeah, Veronica, you're weird. You're real weird, Veronica. Wink, wink. Hi, DT Laura. Skin means nothing. If Obama was... Well, Hugh, I agree. Yeah. Barack Obama's been using his shield of blackness to defend himself against any questions about his policies. I'll write it for all of you to actually see. The shield of blackness has covered him and his administration. Eric Holder uses the shield to defend against anyone questioning him selling 65,000, excuse me, he gave away 65,000 guns to drug lords with the Fast and Furious program. Yeah, I know. Alleged birth certificate, I know. Tell me about it. David, do you own a gun? I personally, I own 2 BB guns. They're assault BB guns, rapid fire. One of my BB guns can fire a small piece of chip of lead, 1,200 feet per second. Yeah, and they're very dangerous. They'll blow a gerbil's head clean off. Yeah. Reverend Wright didn't like Obama. Yeah, he basically abandoned him, and Obama abandoned Reverend Wright. You know that Obama hasn't been to church? What did Core 2 just say? Ha ha. I saw him say ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. What? Don't worry, guys. If oh, hang on, we got it. Okay, thank you. All right. It's that special time in the night when I have to go ahead and... I'm not breeding gerbils. Yeah, we have to take a copy of the death threat. They're required by law. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that could get you in jail, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. What's going on, man? Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, buddy. What is it?
There are no investigations of the Fast and Furious program. Yeah. Why are there no? Yeah, go ahead.
Very careful when you go outside to feed the fish. Wink, wink, dot, dot.
What do you mean? Hey, I've actually told people that, you know, I go out and feed the fish once a day at a certain key time in case anyone wants to take a random shot at me from one of the remote tree spots around the area. Yeah, you'd have a hard time. I do what is called evasive walking. I'll show it to you in just a second. Yeah, it's an interesting technique I use to walk around. You know, I'm just going to blow that death threat off because it's almost impossible for me to hold on to the scrolling chat. Why does Crack, why you keep getting him on here, Dave? David, I can come smoke a blunt while you're neither. I'm trolling you. Okay. Oh, you are.
He ain't heavy. He's my brother. Who loves you, baby?
Good God. I hope you didn't anything said made you think that. David, Barry White. I don't like Barry White. I don't even know him. I did know a guy named Larry Graham, though, who kind of sounded like Barry White. Acts of swearing to a Bible. I think that's it's part of the protocol in the justice system to swear on the Bible. What would an atheist swear on? The 12-step program at AA? I mean, seriously. I know. It's popularity hill. It's good to know. I just want to read all the chat. And it's good I read 6,000 words a minute.
Yeah, Barry White. Yeah. Who loves you, baby? Who loves you, baby?
Okay, Corey, you've had enough here. I'm going to ban you. For number one, for making that death threat. You are my first, my last, and my everything. You know, Queef Blast, you know, I don't think that the statistics are a fair representation of the African American population. Well, a belief in a higher power doesn't mean an atheist wouldn't believe that, right? What do atheists believe in? Just out of curiosity, I mean, aside from their own greatness. Three and only, they would laugh at you. Most people are kind of like the people that lived around the time of Leonardo da Vinci or Galileo. Most of those people just laughed and joked and thought that da Vinci and Galileo were freaks, heretics. Most people are kind of, you know, that way. So, of course, they would laugh at you. Good night, Sunstar. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing this great moment with us.
Who loves you, baby?
Oh, I almost had a screen catcher. It does okay, security monitor. As an engineer, I want to know that you do for nothings that render. So far, you've said nothing. Okay. Hallow Beast, I thank you for telling me. I'm going to do the rest of the show in a sound like Hoppy, a guy who used to talk about all the military progress he made. Okay, now, the space program has been woefully misrepresented and in many ways disturbingly mischaracterized by its own people. Let me explain. The administrator for NASA last year said that we will never mine anything on the moon. That is a serious mistake. The moon is ripe with H3, a product we could make tons of energy from. It's got platinum, a rare earth metal that we're running out of in all of our tablets and our iPhones. It needs the platinum. Okay. So what we want to do is, instead of just handing over all of NASA's technology, which you, the taxpayer, paid billions of dollars for, and just giving it to people like Richard Branson for Virgin Galactic. I mean, Richard Branson is sitting on so much free money from the government. We literally paid him $4.6 million so some NASA officials could go on the maiden voyage of, guess what? The Virgin Galactic ship. $4.6 million just for a couple guys can go on this. Look at how he's so gleeful.
I'm actually delighted today to have another major milestone under our belts at Virgin Galactic. For the second time, our wonderful pilots took Virgin Galactic Spaceship Enterprise flawlessly through the sound barrier to higher altitude and greater speed than ever before.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's Richard Branson. So we paid $4.6 million so a couple of our NASA executives can go on this flight. It's crazy. Check it out. Now, the last test flight killed 3 people in Nevada. Oh, but we think this is going to work. Here we go. No, Richard Branson is a unabashed capitalist pig who loves to make money off the backs of the American taxpayer. I love science. I don't like people abusing it, and I don't like private consumers like Richard Branson sucking off the government tit like they're doing. Here we go. I like innovation. The problem is, a lot of you people don't realize that we're literally giving away the ship and the baby with the bathwater. We're giving him all this technology. Most of the people working on his crew are NASA executives. I'm so delighted.
And on the way back down, the spaceship's unique re-entry system was deployed.
Yes.
The wing and tail sections rotate upwards into what we call the feather position,
The feather
allowing
position.
the vehicle to slow its rate of descent smoothly and stably, just like the shuttlecraft. Virgin Galactic is now gearing up for the commercial service, finalizing cabin interiors, flight suits, training programs, and the multiple other details required to offer our hundreds of aspiring astronauts a safe and awe-inspiring journey.
Could I get
We
leotards?
are on track for a 2014 start of commercial service.
On track. Thank you, Richard. All right. So, hopefully we will be seeing his takeoff
Can't wait
tour.
to get up there.
Oh, gosh, I got to get that. Hang on.
Commercial service.
I can't wait to get up there. There it is.
I can't wait to get up there.
Okay. So we'll run that on a loop.
Can't wait to get up there. 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 Can't wait to get up there.
Can't wait to get up there. Can't wait to get up there. Can't wait to get up there. Can't wait to get up there. Can't wait to get up there. Anyway, I'm just telling you, we are financing these rich industrial capitalist technocrats that are literally siphoning off our government. Your tax dollars have gone into this and draining it like a resource. I'm serious. This is some serious crazy stuff going on, and we're financing all these private sector corporations who are literally sucking off the government tit. I don't believe the government should be intruded on the American spiritual choice of marriage. I'm not shape-shifting. You don't mind your tax money going into something that's going to profit only people that have $200,000 to get on a space trip to the ionosphere, you idiot. Gay marriage is not a national issue on a federal level. It's a state-by-state issue. states have the 10th Amendment jurisdiction over marriage. It's always been a state issue. I don't even think the state should be involved, personally. Thank you. I hope you get your opinion changed again and again. The price is never going to come down queef blast. By the time you say the price is going to come down, 200,000 will be like you'll buy a couple loaves of bread with 200,000. You're missing the whole point. I didn't call you an idiot, Hello Beast. I called somebody else an idiot. Yeah, not you. But that's okay. If you want me to call you an idiot, I will. Yeah, Buck Weil is talking about how you can make a deal with the devil and you have everything tax-free. Buck, are you selling memberships in Satan's club? I mean, are you one of those blood-drinking ritual Satanists? Buck Weil, he's probably burning up right now going, oh my God! Because Buck Weil is one of the most religious people we've got in our room. I didn't mean to say that, Buck. You know that. I take it all back. Well, I'm telling you, by the time 200,000 buys you a loaf of bread, and I'm serious, the way the dollar's reduction in value is going on because they keep printing it up out of thin air, 200 grand won't even buy you little paper slippers to get on board the Virgin Galactic. The closest you'll get to the Virgin Galactic will be you'll be on the tarmac watching it crash. I don't go to McCalloran's. I don't even know where McLaren's are or is. I hear you, New York PD. You would know. Remember Abner Luobny, the guy who had a plunger stuck way up his butt? Yeah, that wasn't pretty. 2 New York cops basically disemboweled a guy and punctured his bladder named Abner Luobny. Ended up losing a $2 million wrongful assault suit. What is McLaren's? I don't even know what that is. I've never been there. I think cheese on crackers is a little too white bread and Bobby. I would do a sandwich. Try to avoid too much cracker. Well, I know they're trying to forget the scandal, but how could you? I mean, when 2 guys who are still on the force, by the way, literally disembowel a poor immigrant with a plunger. I mean, I can't even imagine the force, or should I say the farce, hiring those guys again. In fact, let's talk a little bit about Ferguson, Missouri, okay? I haven't touched on that issue. Hallow Beast, first of all, innovation at NASA, they're oxymorons. NASA and innovation don't go hand in hand. We would be seeing a return on investment if we saw innovation at NASA. They haven't even mined on the moon. And it's been 45 years. What about that do you not understand? Well, I understand Barack Obama has authorized sodomy and bestiality in the military. Yes, NDAA, he signed NDAA, which authorizes sodomy and bestiality in the military. Well, Security Monitor, I don't want to get rid of NASA. I want to take the last vestiges of the skeleton of NASA, which has been picked apart by the private sector, like Richard Branson, literally sucking off its dead body, and turn NASA into a vibrant source of future revenue for this great nation, and your taxes will reflect that. You'll get a kickback when NASA brings stuff back from the moon, and we use it here. It just never ceases to amaze me how absolutely moronic our government has become. Most of the people in government literally think that money is free money, and they can just throw it anywhere they want, as evinced by the massive budget overloads in every state out there. I mean, California went from $26 billion in debt in 2008 to $542 billion in debt right now. Washington State went from $16 billion in debt in 2008 to $90 billion in debt. I mean, every state is just racking up the charges, and you guys go, well, maybe the two-party system might have a chance. Ooh. They are sucking you dry, and this is the most corrupt government you could ever imagine. In fact, our government is a true kakistocracy with an emerging parvenu technocracy. Now, I don't want to confuse you here, but a kakistocracy is a government run of and by the worst possible people. A parvenu technocracy is similar to a parvenu plutocracy in that you've got all this new wealth being funded by the printing of money. Not kakistocracy, kakistocracy. So I'm not going to confuse you with these big words, but I'm going to try to explain to you that they keep printing up money. Your pennies in your wallet are dwindling, and the value of your money goes down. That's called inflation when they print up money, and they're giving it to big, huge greedmongers like Mark Zuckerberg, who then take all this money and give $1 billion to Twitch. And then they decide the Twitch network isn't that great after all, so they sell it to Amazon. Jeff Bezos buys it with his inflated money. And all of you people are working like little ants to try to make $10 an hour, and all these rich industrial technocrats can just sit there and just print up money left and right, and they're laughing while you guys sit around groping for political power. They are dominating the monetary system, which is undermining your entire life, giving you no opportunity, no chances for advancement. The things that America used to stand for, opportunity and chances for advancement, that's all gone. Me too. I suffer from a tremendous tripod syndrome. I'm not frightening you, Gertrude. I'm just telling you, this is what's going on, man. You need to realize we are powerless here. We, the American people, do not have a lobbying force. We don't have anything to galvanize political change. We've got a TV set that tells us what we're supposed to think. Well, Justin TV doesn't exist anymore. They got rid of it. The guy just took all his money and went to the Caymans or wherever. Thank you, brother. I never said rich people are bad. Queef Blast, stop mischaracterizing me. God. Wow. I said greedy pig mongers, greed mongers, like Mark Zuckerberg, who literally doesn't even know what $1 billion means. He gave $19 billion to what app? Because I purged because it's like a good bowel movement. What app got $19 billion? And do any of you care? It's been a long week of BS. Time to chill out. Yeah, David Nation, you've been going through the program. It's called indoctrination. You know, I like rich people. I don't want to put any limits on your ability to make money. But I don't just like rich people because they're rich. I like people in general. I don't base people's, I don't assess people based on how much money they have. I had a logical conversation with Sarah today that was rather troubling for me. I asked her, wouldn't you like to invite Tom Cruise over for dinner? I mean, just, you know, theoretically. Would it be fun to have Tom Cruise for like a couple hours just to talk to him? I don't care what he wants to talk about. Or actually, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. And she said, no, I mean, why don't you just invite somebody down the street? And it occurred to me, I don't think Cruise is crazy. He may be a Scientologist, but I don't think he's crazy. Whatever. I don't have skinny, long fingers. They're average, normal size fingers. Okay, well, I said, wouldn't it be interesting to have somebody like that just over for dinner? She said, well, what about an average person over for dinner? And I thought to myself, you know, I really don't want to cook for anybody. So forget Tom Cruise coming over for dinner. Cancel that offer. I really don't want to cook for just anybody, you know. All right, so I don't really want to talk about religion tonight. I know that I just spun you off on the Scientologist discussion about reptilians. But I mean, if you have to talk about it, we can defer to some scientific information related to religion. Let's talk about what would it be like if Britney Spears came into your room. Okay, we are broadcasting on Google Hangout. We've had a failure on our system over here. I'm starting Task Manager. We've been DDoSed. I'm opening it up again. Okay, we're getting back. The reptilians are taking me down. Okay, here we go. Back up and running. I'm starting up XSplit. My God is not money. David, please come back to me. I'm here. I'm here. I'm returning to you. Many Hollywood explosions in space will also include a planar shockwave. Interesting. Explosions in space. Yeah, explosions in space, yeah. Well, let's be clear. We're still having a problem bringing it up. We're also broadcasting on our Google Hangout, which is interesting. You guys are watching us. We have a chat show going on 100% of the time. And as you can see, you can't really see the chat because it's so bright. I think contrast is messed up on this thing. I'm going to check contrast. It should be coming up any minute now. It's still gathering itself. I think I may lose this chair because the chair just doesn't work with the background, yeah? You know, well, it's this shading in the background. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we are. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm going to get on Ustream, so if you're running a tablet, you can watch us. Welcome back to America's Third Party. We can't guarantee how long this, will be a complete broadcast. We'll always keep trying to get back online, so don't worry, in case you are concerned. Was I broadcasting on Battlecam at all? I'll try it. Okay, Dad, please refresh. Yeah, Battlecam has detected dropped frames here. And Dave, Candy Rain said she was never in porn. Oh, good. Well, that's good. Yeah, I don't think she has been. I mean, doing a picture or something online is not exactly porn. Go back to all. They don't have a life. You're here to entertain us. Thank you, Perfect Cup. Yes. Are we back? Everyone see it? Hello. Yeah. So, well, basically, I discussed Britney Spears and this video, this strange video that she made. Let's see if it works.
She was having a meltdown.
She was having a meltdown.
I mean, it's not her fault.
Just had a view that would.
I mean, this was at the end of her meltdown.
Yeah.
And listen to the breakup, this spasm of publicity about what happened in
They're like those little
Mexico
men at the
to
bottom of the
London.
screen talking about
pretty
the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Weird.
Weird.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
Ew.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah, it was so weird. Ew. The first coming.
Wow. You know, I hope no one does that to me. I hope Barbara.
I agree.
I hope this news media doesn't put me in front of them and say, "So how's your year been, David?" And I start going, "Oh, it's been weird."
They'll take that video of you just doing it just now and,
Yeah.
and edit it together.
I know.
Right now,
She was melting down. Yeah. So sad.
They'll have me asking you a question and have that as their response.
Yeah. Looks like Brittany isn't voting for you now. Fourth party, I was getting ready to invite Brittany over for dinner. And that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I'd like to have a star over every week, you know? Who would you choose to have over for dinner if you had a star? Lady Gaga?
I already have a star for dinner every week.
But wouldn't it be great to have Lady Gaga?
It's fun.
I know, wouldn't it be great to have Lady Gaga for dinner? Wouldn't this be fun? That would be great. Just a dinner.
Her eyelash got caught on her little veil that she was wearing. No big deal.
Okay.
Her eyelash got caught on her veil.
So they have like eyelashes that pop up and.
Yeah, when your eyelash is like, if I can pull your hair, right? Yeah. And your hair is like sticking out all the time.
So she has an eyelash.
It's like she got her eyelash stuck on a little like fabric.
Oh.
There's a little piece of fabric hanging over her face in that video. It's a veil.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a veil. You can obviously see the veil. Goodness gracious.
Well, just take a look. I mean, the whole look. I mean, it's the eyes.
You talk about people. You're using all these videos of these people, and you're like thinking people won't use your videos.
Do I care, Sarah? Really?
No.
I mean, can you imagine having this person over for dinner?
All right. No.
Seriously. Yeah, I mean, it's a little weird. Okay, thank you for coming in to America's Third Party. This is our anti-war rally, and we're just getting started, so hang in there. We haven't talked about our immediate solution for food aid around the world, which I think not many people even understand, but we believe that we could provide food without sending troops in the ground. This is a simple concept, real simple. Is provide food by airdropping whatever we need, you know? We're little people over here. Hey, everybody. You're all for war? I'm out of here. We'll step out that night, yeah. Okay, give her an exorcism. So this is a concept. I built this GIF, this animation, so that you can see what I'm talking about. We built this animation on rock and roll. But dropping food and water and whatever else they need, even condoms. But imagine the plastic being biodegradable and people getting food immediately. What a concept. I mean, this seems like a no-brainer from my perspective. Not that I don't have any brains. But yeah.
Self-evident.
It seems self-evident.
It seems self-evident.
That's right. Yeah, so food and water coming in, immediate supplies of food. This would help a lot of the problems in Darfur. Well, I just think that the hair in the eye routine doesn't really account for the heavy dose of ecstasy and the mild cocaine withdrawal symptoms. But I'm not a doctor. I can't really say specifically what's going on in her mind. You're going to drop little foraging packets for the natives to go out and search for like an Easter egg hunt. Yeah, Topper Dan, belittle the greatest ideas we have here and make them seem like some sort of a laughing, trivial joke. That seems to be your forte, Topper Dan. Well, people do forage normally in areas like Darfur, and it's not uncommon for them to look for food around their area. You've never done that because the closest you've gotten to running out of food is having to go down to the 7-Eleven for an extra Slurpee because you wanted another one. So you have no idea how much suffering there is going on in the world. You basically live in a world that's been catered to by the rich Illuminati who give you everything you want so that we can be a strong military arm of the Illuminati. But they don't want solutions like this, food and water delivered to places, or even, they don't even want condoms sent to Africa. You can't even get cheap condoms in Africa. I talked to a guy from Uganda on the phone the other day, and he says,
I cannot find any good low-cost condoms in Uganda.
Oh, really? So how much is a condom in Uganda?
I paid $2 for a condom in Uganda.
It's like, dude, why are you paying $2 for a condom? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
All right, Washington smoothies are better than 7-Eleven Slurpees. Whatever. I'm just illustrating a point, which you obviously didn't understand. So let's move on. Okay, so we'll eliminate anything that is a little too confusing for you tonight. We'll try to, go back to just fun stuff, talking about mindless stuff for all of you. Yes, no more big words for you, Hill. Yep. I cannot explain eyelashes on veils. When I see a person who's clearly on drugs, I'm not here to, imagine, gee, I wonder why their eye is going off in a different direction. Have you ever been to Africa, Dave? I don't need to go to Africa to know how much suffering there is. Aristotle, a.k.a. the Nazi, you're getting a little boring too. We're all suffering a lot of pain, I know. We're all in pain, I know. I'm not wondering about anything. I'm already reading a conversation I'm about to have in the next two or 3 minutes. I have a photogenic mind. All right, you only made it to the 8th grade? Well, you're doing better than most.
I guess get a dictionary. The one you can look up words while David's talking.
Well, I believe that.
And you might find even cooler words in there, and David might not know them.
The condom drop, I have a vocabulary of over 500,000 words.
I know, David knows all the words.
I also support surviving. A lot of you don't know that I built a survival video on the internet, on my internet, where you can learn how to create your own bug-out bag. That's right, boys and girls.
Hi, my name is David John Spondon, and what you're about to see is how to make an urban survival kit on the fly in less than 10 minutes. Starting with your clothes, okay? Now what I've done here is I've pretty much double layered my clothing, triple layered my clothing, so that we have maximum clothes when you go out the door. Now, if you're traveling in a situation, you've got to be able to be mobile. And that means that you've got to be able to handle your clothes, keep them warm, and keep them on your body.
Keep them on your body.
Everybody's got a backpack. If you've got a backpack like this is the perfect urban survival kit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to pack it.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do the bug out bag another time, but you can go to youtube.com/America's Third Party and check out our urban survival kit. You can write everything down, Rodney. It's all available on my YouTube site. You could have seen a lot of videos had you just wanted to look at other videos besides Sarah's We Are Change video. You spent all your time looking at that video, Rodney, and it's just not appropriate. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, that video doesn't make sense?
No, the video that he looks at is the We Are Change video that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense that he spends all his time looking at the We Are Change video. But he should look at our other videos that are very informative. Do you have the backpack in your car? Yes. I'd like to show you the backpack in my car, but unfortunately I can't take this entire assembly of cameras outside right now. I had more than 5 layers on. I'm a killing machine? What? Call of Duty discount style. Okay. Thanks, ML King. We'll get to that later. So what were you saying, Sarah?
I wasn't really saying anything important.
Okay. Well, I'm here to talk about superlapsarianism, which is a set of Calvinist doctrines describing the theoretical order of God's decree. Now, I don't normally talk about that stuff, but I think it's appropriate that we talk about that, especially considering ML King really wants to understand what superlapsarianism is. But thanks for asking. If you'd like to compare that to infralapsarianism, we can talk about the differences. But anyway, Miss Sarah is low-key all the time?
No, I'm not low-key all the time.
No, she's not. She's very aggressive. You are a Calvinist. Well, I do declare, Martin Luther King. I understand you also liked a lot of white women. There's a really interesting Snopes article about Martin Luther King. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we have it on our delicious.com/America's Third Party link library. I do declare
I never slap anybody.
4 things you didn't know about Martin Luther King. This is going to shock you. I want to show you something. If you haven't seen this Snopes article, this will blow your mind. Now, this is a sidetrack here. I just wanted to talk about it. But usually from Snopes, you'd expect some pretty liberal stuff, right? Well, details you didn't know about Martin Luther King are like beyond concerning a lot of people. It turns out that he was under a watch by the FBI, and basically it gets down to he liked to beat up white prostitutes.
They go down. No records documenting a formal name change have been uncovered.
Yeah, he had a no formal name change situation, kind of like Barack Obama, where that was Barry Soetoro.
So this is where the Snopes people are. The previous one was just the article that they're talking about.
But they're also talking, in this article, you'll read about it, how he was under investigation for having multiple white prostitutes and beating them up. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. Yeah, if you haven't seen that Snopes article, it's very informative. All right, I support the very tenet of the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech. The only caveat would be I would like to see little white boys play with little black girls. And he wanted to see little black boys play with little white girls. But it doesn't really matter. I do have the same spirit in mind of saying we should not be judged on the content, or rather the color of our skin. We should be judged on the content of our character. I support that concept, the content of our character. All right, I don't support conspiracy theories. I do not have a specific type of accent. Please do not characterize me as a particular type of person. I defy all labels. It doesn't go too far. He talks about the reality that Martin Luther King liked white prostitutes and he beat them up. I don't need to say any more. Go to the Snopes article, man. I just posted it. You want me to post it again? Here. My friend's son doesn't like hanging with little... Well, that's your choice. What happens if you're a low in content of character? That's also discrimination. Well, I was judged on the color of my skin. When I was asked to go to college, and I applied for major scholarships and college admission to major universities, and I was turned down, even though I was the #1 student in my class with a high SAT score. I'm not eating from your sack of garbage, Topper Dan. You're the burlap sack of commentary. You don't have any class. You basically pull all your information from that Christian college that you graduated from. Well, I have a high content of my character. Well, I don't believe that little black boys should solely visit with little white girls. I think little white boys should also play with black girls. I think it's appropriate. Aristotle, again, nitpicking. You have serious OCD, man. You need to get treatment. Rodney knows a lot about Martin Luther King. He said he used church donations to have drunken sex parties where he would hire 2 or 3 white prostitutes, occasionally beating them brutally. This has also been reported by the FBI agents who monitored King. What a party animal. You had to put that in, didn't you? That wasn't in the actual wiki that you copied. See, Rodney does have some creative input going on. Well, I'm just saying it would be inappropriate to just say one way or the other. Let's start opening the dialogue here. I don't have any obsessive sexual desire. Certainly not for you. But yes, you definitely have an OCD problem, obsessive compulsive disorder. Aristotle, believe me, the press, they got nothing on me. Absolutely nothing. I had an interview with Cairo News. They came to my door. They interviewed me about that blackface video. I answered every question very carefully, eloquently, responding to their questions. And I was so good at answering all their questions, they didn't even air the spot. Seriously. They were looking for some sort of a screaming racist. I can handle the media on my little finger, little pinky finger. You can't see the interview. You can call Lee Stoll and get her on the phone. Do you want her address? Look it up. I don't want to be responsible for, actually it's this, Lee, S-T-O-L-L. Lee Stoll is the name of the woman. Yeah. Contact her at Cairo. She's got an email address.
But
yeah.
I thought you were AI.
lstoll@cairotv.com. If you want to see the clip, because they won't even play the clip because I answered them so well. Cairo TV. It's a ABC affiliate here in Seattle, Washington. They never played The Loop, and apparently they don't see me as a story. Lee just kept saying to me, well, this is your chance to shine. I said, well, she asked me a pointed question. She says, do you think the blackface video is going to hurt you or help you? I said, well, obviously it's taken 6 years for the mainstream media to discuss a third party here, so I guess it's helping. It took 6 years for you to come to the house. And she said, oh, well, this is your chance to shine. We're here. So I proceeded to talk about the issues. And I could see her and the cameraman kind of lifting their head off and looking at the birds. Tweet, 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 tweet. And I'm hitting all the issues, how we've got a lying president, how he's screwed our economy over, hasn't built U.S. jobs, destroyed Main Street as a viable merchant sector. We literally have the worst economy we could ever imagine. This is a case of stagflation. Now, I talked about a lot of that with her, and she just totally ignored me. Well, we can't just regulate fracking in Bakersfield. What we can do is introduce a brand new type of fracking called natural fracking. And I'm in the process of looking at different concepts of natural fracking that minimize the danger of intermingling with the water supply with dangerous chemicals like benzene. Well, you don't want fracking, that's your problem, but the economy has grown immeasurably with 12% increases in oil production since fracking began. You seriously expect us to back down from the last industry that seems to be working in America? What is your problem? We want to solve the water quality problem at the point of use. Point of use filtration. That's what needs to be done. Aristotle, you're not the public. You're some psycho Nazi living in your mom's basement. You happen to be the most obsessive compulsive person on the internet. That's not my problem. It's not an ad hominem, it's the fact. 4% unemployment rate for college graduates, top or down. How many people can get into college? If you're from Nairobi or Somalia, yeah, you're going to graduate from college with a job. But not many people, especially Americans who are Caucasian, can even get into college with a 4% unemployment rate. And you're not saying the truth about that. That's a disguised statistic. The fact is, most of the big jobs are gone. Most of the jobs now are just contracted jobs working at the Amazon.com fulfillment center. Yeah, if you're from Somalia, you can get a college education pretty quickly. But if you're a Caucasian in America, good luck. You'll be left out, hanging out to dry, waiting to collect social service money. If you're a heroin addict, you could probably collect a lot of money. But how many of us are a Somalian or a heroin addict? Sarah does meditate. She studied the Tao. Sarah turned me on to the Tao. I learned some words that have helped me with my meditation.
I'm meditating right now.
Most people need to get a minimum wage job at Walmart to stay afloat. That's the problem with our job environment. And we've got Topper Dan in here who thinks that good jobs for college graduates, Dave. Yeah, Dave. Yeah. We're not all college graduates, you elitist, technocratic pig. Why don't you go stick your head back in the sand, because you're not here for the people. You're here for all of your elitist pigs who are academic Marxists. Get the hell out of this room. We don't want you here. I'm just saying. Your mindless parochialism and almost an insane desire to suck up to the status quo makes you the #1 target in the room, Topper Dan. You see, I'm an iconoclast, a person who challenges cherished beliefs, and you are a status quo minion, like a pawn of the New World Order. Thanks, E-Prime. It is over. Nothing's over. What are you talking about? Things are just getting good. I'm an icon. I'm a human legend. I'm an American legend. I wasn't yelling. I was just raising my voice. You're not a bringer of truth. You're a harbinger of disbelief and apathy. God. No, Hillary Clinton's going to be worse than Obama. Hillary can't even get up out of bed without some sort of a stimulant. Look, I am here to talk about the problems in the country that are real, not pretend to make everything seem great like Topper Dan. He's here to talk about how the economy is recovering. Yeah, have a beer break, Zione. It's cool. No, you are the harbinger of absolute moral decay. You don't question anything. You're a complete mindless dribble suck-up, glad-hander. You represent all the mistakes the Democrats made over the past 6 years, Topper Dan. You're an interloper from the Democratic Party in our party right now. I do support the idea of legal immigration, E-Prime. Have you checked out our fast-track naturalization plan? I'm not a big spender, man. You are. David, you complain about not getting into Harvard. Are you mad you're not an elitist pig too? No, I don't like elitist pigs. I'm not materialistic. I never even wanted to go to Harvard to gain more money. I wanted to go to Harvard so that I could pursue law and then politics. E-Prime, you're becoming worthless to me, so I'm just going to get rid of you for good. You know, I remember banning E-Prime like 12 times in our blog TV days.
You're looking at it, Fourth Party.
Fourth Party, I ran a local race in which the two parties stole most of my signs. I have been running a nonstop effort online for the past 6 years.
David posted more signs today.
We put more signs out today. Your degree is from a Christian university which didn't even teach you the basics, like the Republicans passed the Civil Rights Act, you idiot. God, this guy's got... A little knowledge is dangerous, Sarah. This guy doesn't even understand the whole basis of Congress at the time when the Civil Rights Act passed. It's sad. You know, we have traced a lot of them, but we're not here to prosecute right now. I use the primary as a way of testing the waters to see how corrupt the two parties are, and I found that they are the most corrupt thing we could ever have right now. We're one step away from turning our nation into a Nazi concentration camp. Zion A from Nairobi, do you have a job, Mr. White Person? Zion A, my job is to inform you you are not invited into this country illegally. Get the hell out of our country. Rodney, you wouldn't know what's on. Your next hit on the crack pipe is your only moment to shine. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, Iran receives $1 billion under extended nuclear deal. Reuters. There you go. Barack Obama promised him $7 billion. President Rouhani. And we haven't even seen any of that enriched uranium that Rouhani is claiming he's going to present. We know for a fact that my competitors took my signs, Teacup. Most of them were taken. They cheated. No one seems to care. But let's move on. Thank God Meow TV doesn't come into the room anymore.
He was in tonight.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
All right. You shall be watching from tomorrow, and we'll be watching you with drone technology.
We won't be here tomorrow.
Well, the drones will.
Well, not live.
Not live, but the drones will be watching you from drones outside of your location. Topper Dan, you just, please, don't even go there anymore. Can you just, like, close up the show and turn your computer off and go do something productive like masturbate? Hillary is part of the New World Order. Always was, D2 Laura. You need good paying jobs, that's right. A little bit of schooling. That's why my 6-week to 6-month program will really help. Your fan, I think you need to be banned as well, because you're the same guy. You're E-Prime who came in as your fan right after E-Prime left. Oh, phone call. Let's be clear. Anyway, yeah, go away, Topper Dan. Okay, Rodney's in. Topper Dan, you never call. What's your problem? You don't have a voice? That's interesting about Rodney calls and Topper Dan never calls. I am campaigning against Larson right now. Larson is a pro-war guy. Hey, Rodney, how you doing?
Hey, Dave. Hey, Sarah.
Hello.
Hey, good buddy. Hey. What's up, Rodney? Hey.
Hey, I want to say Sarah's got a really hot outfit on tonight.
Well, it's the same outfit she had yesterday. She's hot every night.
Well, you guys wear the same clothes 2 days in a row. It's kind of gross.
Well, when you're out partying all night, you have no time to change clothes. I mean, Did we even sleep last night? We had so much fun. Dude, if you haven't had any fun in your life, you wouldn't know what it's like to be so happy that you can't even change your outfit. I mean, yeah. Sarah doesn't get... No, come on, keep your head out of the gutter. Bottom line is, I am a guy who likes to save money on my washer and dryer. So I use a shirt twice before I throw it in the hamper.
Just a tip, next time, you know, the night in between the 2 days, you might want to actually put it on a hanger, put it in your closet, not ball it up and throw it in the corner.
Well, why don't you tell me about how you handle all your spent towelettes that are sitting next to your bed? I mean, who cares, man?
Excuse me?
What about a political question?
Yeah, what are you going to do about all these blood-sucking Muslims that have infested America?
This is good standby. He always goes back to this one. This is the 17th time you asked me that question. I have a little number. We put it right up there on the wall there. 17 times. Well, first of all, we've got a lot of homegrown terrorism forming in certain states, and you've seen the dots on the chart. You know that the government has pretty much been monitoring these people that have gained weapons, have training militia sessions in their little private camps out in Binghamton, New York, areas like this. You know that they're gathering. You know that, right? Well, we can't just stick them in internment camps, but we can begin the process of finding out a registry of people that are at religious organizations. Ask religions to actually present a list of their parishioners. And would that hurt to find a list of people that go to the mullah in Binghamton? I mean, would that hurt to have a list of parishioners there? A list. Let's start with a list, Rodney.
The Google days.
What?
Back in the 50s, if you were in Binghamton, you would have just called the Italians and called the killer.
You know Binghamton pretty well. I can see you live there. That's pretty good. We're getting more about this guy.
I never lived there, but I do know some people that do, and it's a pretty sad place.
I stayed in a nice hotel in Binghamton. Remember we looked all around for a cheap hotel? We finally found this one high-rise motel.
Yeah.
It was like a Days Inn in Binghamton. Right. Forgot it for like $60 for the night. It was really nice.
If you got a white daughter you're looking to get knocked up by a spook, that's a good place to raise her.
You know, I'm not here to comment about interracial marriage, but I do support the idea of interracial marriage, so wherever you're going with that, I'm not really sure. But all right. Tell me about that accusation you made about Carl last night. You didn't send me a link. You didn't verify that he was arrested. What's going on with this? You don't realize that could be slander, right? You know that, right? You're making statements about Carl that are...
information that came into me, Dave, and passed along with you.
Well, I never saw the link. You never sent me the link. Could you send it again?
Yeah, I emailed it to you. Yeah.
We emailed it? Okay, we'll check our email again. All right, we'll check our spam box to see if it wasn't spammed out there. I don't slander Obama ever. Plus, you can't technically slander a president. It's actually not something that's possible. You can't even slander me. I mean, I'm in the public eye, and I'd have a hard time pursuing a slander case against you. You know that, right? Okay. Just as long as you know that I protect freedom of speech and your right to slander me if you choose. As long as you're in the public eye, you're basically open season.
You need to realize that Dave has counsel on retainer.
I don't need to go into the details of how I'm going to pursue a lawsuit against anyone who slanders me. But if you defame me, on the other hand, there is a gray area there where you could actually say, for instance, you called me a racist in a newspaper, and there's no evidence that I've ever done anything racist. That's a very subjective term. Then I could probably sue somebody for defamation of character and an attempt to ruin my political career. You think that might have happened? You think? Well, anyway, anyone can slander me openly. I can't control what you say about me. But I can, if you attempt to defame my character and do it in a way that affects my ability to survive politically, it could be a lawsuit. Yeah, the world has really changed since the 1980s. You know, this president is trying to put us into war. You can feel it. But I don't think he's the guy pushing the buttons, do you? Who's pushing Obama's buttons? Barack Obama. Who is it? Is it you, Rodney? Are you calling the shots from behind the scenes?
Yeah. And I wish it's kind of, it's the Rothschilds of the world. You named them all countless times, Dave.
I have not named all the Rothschilds. I don't even know them.
Yeah. Well, you've slandered them in the past.
I've never slandered the Rothschild family. I have said it on occasion that they own 166 banks around the world. That's a known fact. That's not slander. They have implemented plans to dominate the monetary system that will secure their future status for eternity unless somebody like me steps up and rips it from under them. So I would never slander those people. The blackface is not defamation of character. It's not self-deprecating humor. No, it's not a nuclear bomb in my political future. The blackface video is my attempt to save our nation from a very illegal, lying, deceitful president. If you can't understand that, you don't realize that I'm the most patriotic person this country's ever seen, and I'm trying to make you Democrats and Obama-tards realize you made a very big mistake, and I don't think Rodney's here to disagree with me. Are you, Rodney? He supports this.
Dave's a pretty big deal, guys. You should all know that.
Yeah, I'm a very big deal, and I'm not going to sit around and watch my nation get ripped apart by a mamby-pamby Muslim sympathizer who's obviously gay and won't admit it. Plus, he's not even Christian.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Black Fruit segment.
That's not the same, but we're not there yet. I have to go outside and feed the fish, but I'm going to sign off, and actually I'm going to give you a rare opportunity to talk to Sarah one-on-one with me not present, okay?
Oh, that is dynamite.
All right. Except that opportunity won't be tonight. It'll be a lottery that anyone can call in and get a chance to talk to Sarah one-on-one. No, I'm just kidding. All right, you can talk to her here. Go ahead. I'll be back.
Hi, Ronnie.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I am very good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Are you going to church in the morning?
No, I'm not religious. I was religious when I was a child. I was raised in a very religious home, but I have not attended for many years. So, how about yourself?
Hey, Sarah. Yeah, I'll be going to church in the morning every Sunday.
Very good.
Look at that little heart pendant you have there.
It's
nice.
Yeah, it's a silver heart, and it's a flag. It's a United States flag on a silver heart.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it. It suits me.
Where did you get that?
We found it in a little tiny antique shop. I didn't.
So what are you going to talk about in your segment, Sarah?
My segment. Maybe some education. I don't know. My teeth will be. I will be taking care of those. So.
We're not giving specifics out though.
No.
But we are going to be. We're going to be doing a whole new look.
I do have a. I have an appointment coming up and things like that. So.
Yeah. Have a whole new look.
Maybe David's won me over, Aristotle. Not cognitively dissident, but I'd be more interested actually to hear about what you think of the militarization of police, Aristotle, than to talk about what I believe. That's how I personally operate. I'm more interested in what other people have to say. What do you think about the militarization of police, Rodney?
I think it's a slippery slope.
Yes, I mean I understand, and so does Aristotle. How many of you believe that it's a terrible idea? If you agree with Aristotle and with Rodney and with David that we should not militarize the police or basically allow the police to have military vehicles, press 1.
I gotta be honest with you, Sarah. That
I tend to agree with Dan.
It's kind of changed a little bit since this whole event with all those spooks in Missouri. I mean, what if shit really would have hit the fan? That's what would have happened. We'd be happy the military was there.
Well, I'm not talking about sending in the military. I'm specifically talking about using equipment that was previously used in the military. So I should be more specific. Using equipment that was previously used in battle that's no longer needed by the military is now being leased out to U.S. police departments. So, for instance, they can get.
Well, if things would have got really hairy there, Sarah, I mean, maybe we would have been glad the equipment was in place.
The way I personally feel, I mean, I wanted to hear people's opinions. You guys say it's a slippery slope. Many people believe that they should not militarize the police. I will now say what I personally feel, but I will respect your opinions. I personally feel that the machinery has been bought by the federal government, and if it's not being used, it's sitting there and rusting. Therefore, I believe it should be used, whether in a military situation or by the police. That's my own personal opinion. It is not the opinion of America's third party. I just see vehicles as vehicles, guns as guns, and it's not because a police officer is using a different type of gun than they used to use in the past. I don't think that they're any more dangerous or less dangerous than they were before. Now, I do think that with what happened in Ferguson, Missouri, what I believe that we need to we need to look at the way that our police are training, and we need to retrain all of our police within the United States and tell all of our police they should not shoot to kill unless there is an actual danger unless they are in fear of their life or the life of someone else. Otherwise, they should be.
So Sarah, just to clarify, I mean, are you insinuating perhaps that in this case, the officer was in a life-and-death situation?
No, I'm not insinuating that. I'm just stating that, and I'm still open to hearing what happened. I mean, I personally go with the idea that perhaps the officer, I need more information on the case, but seeing how the individual was in that armed robbery video, and having that evidence, and also the evidence, if it's true, of the officer having a broken eye socket, then there's evidence that could support that the officer did feel like he was in. Yeah, yes, exactly. Color is not the issue.
You're Russian conflict, then you're going to take one in the dome. I don't care if it's you, me, Discount, Connie, Rocco, Bill Popper. It doesn't matter.
One in the dome. What is it talking about?
He said that basically we're talking about the issue in Ferguson.
Yeah.
And I said that, yes, it doesn't matter what color the person is, but if the police officers, I believe that police training needs to be reissued nationwide to say, or the president can make a statement to say, this is just a reminder to police that they should not shoot to kill unless they feel that they are in mortal danger or that someone else is in mortal danger. Of course, it really, I'm not in the position of a police officer, the president's not in the position of a police officer, and we should support our police officers to make the decisions that they need to make on a daily basis, because they are really the ones that have to make those calls.
Yeah.
However, I mean, I know, David, that you and the position of America's third party is you do not support
excessive police.
Well, then another issue we're talking about is the militarization of the police, specifically using vehicles and military equipment that was previously used in battle that the government has paid for that would otherwise sit there and rust. You do not believe in using that in police stations, where I personally do.
Well, they can mothball this stuff and zip it up in plastic bags with oil all over it, and we can use it more. But if you guys want war in the streets of America, then you're going to get war in the streets of America. This is a plan by the New World Order to take over our nation's apparatus. They want the UN to dictate what goes on in this country in the event of martial law.
And
not
many,
really high. No,
I mean,
no, try high.
of course, I tend to be. I will listen to the American people, and if the American people say, no, we do not want these military vehicles on the U.S. streets because they make us feel fearful, then I will support the rationale of the American people. To me, yes, a tank is just a vehicle.
Yeah, except when it's facing you and it's giving you the LRAD, and then it's telling you if you do not remove yourself from the premises, you will be killed.
I would normally not put myself in that type of position.
Well, when people are really suffering...
And if I were to put myself in that type of position, I would be willing to accept the LRAD because I did something that caused that to happen. That's just my personal opinion.
All right, well, people are kind of wild. I mean, they'll do strange stuff. I mean, look at Black Friday. I mean, people get wild in the middle of Black Friday. Check this out.
Don't you go to Black Friday every year?
We went last year and we got a couple of nice things, but Sarah said it was really peaceful.
I went to Thursday. I went because it was on a Thursday. It wasn't on Friday. The reason it's considered Black Friday is because most of the year and when you talk about economics and balancing the books, they consider it in the black if you're making a profit, and they consider it in the red if you are in debt. And basically that comes to how books were balanced in the old days. They used to use red for negative numbers. And so most of the year, up until Thursday, the majority of retail businesses are operating in the red. They are actually in debt and haven't made a profit. And usually with the Black Friday sales, they actually finally start to make a profit. Kind of strange, but that's what happens.
Yeah, that's accurate. It's very accurate, Sarah. Hey, Dave, can you narrate this video for us?
No, I can't. I'm unable. Thank you for asking.
Well, hello there, $1 VCR.
Look it, man. This is not, we're not trying to generalize or stereotype here, and I don't want to do any racial profiling on our show, because I'm against racially profiling.
Can you move this so I can read
Sure, I'm tough on totalitarianism. I don't want to see a nation with SWAT teams down the street from every house ready to go, do whatever they want to do. It's dangerous for us to have an overpresence of police officers. It'll become like a Gestapo state.
You guys are talking me definitely into this. I will agree with you. I will say that the American people do not want this. Pardon?
Pardon?
What happens when she hits the fan and ISIS dispatches within the United States?
Well, then we do have the
well, we need protection, but we don't need too much.
I think the majority of Americans, I think the people in the room, Alpha Dog and what's the person that you've been talking at all night?
I'm not sure. I don't talk at people. I talk with them. So.
No, you have been talking at some Aristotle.
Aristotle.
And I think that
there's a lot of people in the room saying that Dave is high. What are your thoughts?
No.
I think that you guys have made a good point, and I listened to your logical arguments, and you've actually won me over that we don't need military vehicles in the streets because it intimidates and makes the American people fearful.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think the totalitarian state that's forming around the world at this point, especially in America, is something to be concerned about. Somebody wants to see me close up and look into my eyes, so I'm going to set up a separate camera and just focus on my eyes. So, thanks. Somebody says, would I pass a drug test? It depends on where I'm going and what country I'm in. What drug test do you want me to pass? Let me go ahead and check.
Yeah, buddy, go ahead. What is it, buddy? Why does your voice get so deep when you shift into that gear? Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. Go ahead.
Oh,
why don't you just talk in your normal voice?
Yeah, why don't you talk in a normal voice if you had one? Go ahead.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, right, sure, buddy.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit deeper than my normal voice.
Whatever, go ahead.
That's getting closer.
I am a robot. Go ahead. We're waiting. Operator standing by. Go ahead.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I just can't see what you're doing.
Why don't you just come out with it already?
I'm not coming out with anything. I'm trying to give it a close-up on my eyes so you can see if I'm high. Hang on.
Okay. Hey, you used to say that you had RFID chips in all of your signs. Was that a lie?
No, it wasn't. No, it was not a lie. It was actually the truth. And I purposely made that happen. What's the problem?
I can't see the chat.
I know. And, you know, that's about as important right now as this picture
I
is.
know. It's as important as your picture. Actually, your picture is more important.
Okay, go ahead. What's your next question?
Hey, Dave, this isn't your headshot session, okay? You can stop making all those gay faces.
There's no gay faces. I just want to answer to you in person that I'm not high and I've never gotten high, and it's not a big deal that I have smoked marijuana on occasion. But it's not a big deal. And I think a lot of you have to...
All right, let's get back to business, dude. Let's get back on task here. Dave.
Go ahead. And if you have any other questions, be sure to respond to my eyes.
Yeah, I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Isn't there any dash cam footage of this little altercation between this gorilla and that officer in Ferguson?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I didn't think there was any kind of animal involved. There was no gorillas or elephants or anything like that.
No. Let's go to serious. Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, I figured there'd be at least some transmissions over the radio. You know, there's going to be a little bit more transparent information.
There were two humans involved in the incident, and there was, as far as I know, they have not released any video. Enjoy your toke.
Yeah. It's funny how these people are calling me high when they themselves are getting high on the show. It's just hilarious.